A little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. What I want you to want, what I want you to feel, but it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.
I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored.
A little bit insecure, a little unconfident, cause you don't understand to do what I can, but sometimes I don't make sense. What you never want to say, but I've never had a doubt. It's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you for once just to hear me out. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.
I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. No, hear me out now. You're gonna listen to me like it or not. Right now, hear me out now. You're gonna listen to me like it or not. Right now. I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. I can't feel. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't change. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored.
Yeah, here we go for the 100th time. Hand grenade pins in every line. Throw them up and let something shine. Going out of my fucking mind. Filthy mouth, no excuse. Find a new place to hang this noose. String me up from atop these roofs. Tie it tight so I won't get loose. Truth is you can stop and stare. Let myself out and no one cares. Dug the trench out, lay down there with a shovel up out of reach somewhere. Yeah, someone pour it in. Make it a dirt dance floor again. Saying prayers and stop it out when they bring that chorus in.
I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Just to throw it away, just to throw it away. I bleed it out.
Go, stop the show. Choppy words and a sloppy flow. Shotgun opera lock and load. Cock it back and then watch it go. Mama help me, I've been cursed. Death is rolling in every verse. Candy paint on his brand new hearse. Can't contain him, he knows he works. Fuck, this hurts, I won't lie. Doesn't matter how hard I try. Half the words don't mean a thing, and I know that I won't be satisfied. So why try ignoring him? Make it a dirt dance floor again. Say your prayers and stop it out when they bring that chorus in.
I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Just to throw it away, just to throw it away. I bleed it out. I've opened up these scars. I'll make you face us. I pulled myself so far. I'll make you face us. Now. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Just to throw it away, just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Just to throw it away, just to throw it away. I bleed it out. I bleed it out.
Yeah. I didn't think that I had a debt to pay, till the came to take all I had left away. You said you wouldn't put me to the test today, but I remember you saying that yesterday. There was a time when your mind wasn't out of control. Every memory a confession pouring out of your soul, like a pill you couldn't swallow and it swallowed you whole. Another lie hard to follow till it followed you home. And like that,
broke you down, a victim of your lies. You hide behind lies. You don't know why you crossed the line, wrapped up inside your lies. You hide behind lies. You're lost inside that cold disguise behind your lies.
I don't know what you thought I might say. Seems like we never were taught the right way. Every other minute I fought for my place and dropped what I made and thought you might stay. So I'm guessing that you probably know, when your inside's hollow then you ought to be cold. Like a pill I couldn't swallow and it swallowed me whole. Another lie hard to follow till it followed me home. And like that,
broke you down, a victim of your lies. You hide behind lies. You don't know why you crossed the line, wrapped up inside your lies. You hide behind lies. You're lost inside that cold disguise behind your lies. You're mistaken if you think that you can climb out of this hole. Forsaken, what we take when all our lives have all the power and control. Broken down, a victim of your lies. You don't know why you hide behind lies. You don't know why you hide behind lies. You don't know why you hide behind. Wrapped up inside your lies. You hide behind lies. You don't know why you crossed the line. Wrapped up inside your lies. You hide behind lies. You're lost inside that cold disguise behind your lies.
Only one. Linkin Park kid, form that kid. You left only one seven here. Form Linkin Park, form that kid.
No regret for the confidence betrayed. No more hiding in shadow. 'Cause I won't wait for the debt to be repaid. Time has come for you.
Victimize, victimize, never again. Victimize, 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 never again. Victimize.
they're acting like they want a riot. It's a riot, I'll give them. As the siren climbs higher on this violent rhythm, for you snakes in the grass, supplying the venom. I ain't scared of your teeth, I admire what's in them. You've been waiting in the shadows there thinking you're hidden, but the truth is you don't have the stomach to get them. God already hit them, yeah you gotta be kidding. Wanna talk about a victim, I'ma put you there with them.
Victimize, victimize, never again. Victimize, 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 never again. surprise.
You feel so far away from me.
Heavy thoughts sift through dust and the lies.
Trying not to break, but I'm so tired of this deceit. Every time I try to make myself get back up on my feet, all I ever think about is this. All the tiring time between, and how trying to put my trust in you just takes so much out of me.
Take everything from the inside
again. One knock at the door and then we both know how the story ends. You can't win if your white flag's out when the war begins. Aiming so high but swinging so low, trying to catch fire but feeling so cold. Hold it inside and hope it won't show. I'm saying it's not, but inside I know today's gonna be the day you notice, 'cause I'm tired of explaining what the joke is.
This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd, fire in the sunrise, ashes raining down. Try to hold it in, but it keeps bleeding out. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd.
Turn to run, now look what it's become. Outnumber 10 to 1. Back then should've bit your tongue, 'cause there's no turning back. This path once it's begun, you're already on that list. Say you don't want what you can't resist. Waving that sword when the pen won't miss. Watch it all falling apart like this.
This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd, fire in the sunrise, ashes raining down. Try to hold it in, but it keeps bleeding out. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd.
Today's gonna be the day you notice, 'cause I'm tired of explaining what the joke is.
This is what you asked for. cannot take this anymore. Saying everything I've said before. All these words, they make no sense. I find bliss in ignorance. Less I hear, the less you say. You'll find that out anyway. Just like before. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I find the answers aren't so clear. Wish I could find a way to disappear. All these thoughts, they make no sense. I found bliss in ignorance. Nothing seems to go away. Over and over again. Just like before. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. 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 Shut up when I'm talking to you. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up when I'm talking to you. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm about to break. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break.
I watch how the moon sits in the sky on a dark night, shining with the light from the sun. The sun doesn't give light to the moon, assuming the moon's gonna owe it one. It makes me think of how you act to me. You do favors there rapidly. You just turn around and start asking me about things that you want back from me. I'm sick of the tension, sick of the hunger, sick of you acting like I owe you this. Find another place to feed your greed while I find a place to rest.
I wanna be in another place. I hate when you say you don't understand. I wanna be in the energy, not with the enemy, a place on my head.
Maybe someday I'll be just like you and step on people like you do and run away all the people I thought I knew. I remember back then who you were. You used to be calm, used to be strong, used to be generous, but you should have known that you wear out your welcome, and now you see how quiet it is all alone. I'm so sick of the tension, sick of the hunger, sick of you acting like I owe you this. Find another place to feed your greed while I find a place to rest. I'm so sick of the tension, sick of the hunger, sick of you acting like I owe you this. Find another place to feed your greed while I find a place to rest.
I wanna be in another place. I hate when you say you don't understand. I wanna be in the energy, not with the enemy, a place on my head. You try to take the best of me, go away. You try to take the best of me, go away. You try to take the best of me, go away. You try to take the best of me, go away. You try to take the best of me, go away. You try to take the best of me, go away. You try to take the best of me, go away. You try to take the best of me, go away. I wanna be in another place. I hate when you say you don't understand. I wanna be in the energy, not with the enemy, a place for my head.
operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop.
How low can you go? Talk a lot of game, but yet you don't know. Static on the way, make us all say whoa. The people up top push the people down low. Get down and obey every word. Steady getting mine if you haven't yet heard. Wanna take what I got, don't be absurd. Don't fight the power, nobody gets hurt. If you haven't heard yet, then I'm letting you know there ain't shit we don't run when the guns unload. And no one make a move unless my people say so. Got everything out of control, now everybody go.
Still alone, find a road. We the animals take control. Hear us now, clear and show. Wretches and kings we come by
Keep pace, how slow can you go? Talk a lot of shit and yet you don't know. Fire on the way, make you all say whoa. The people up top and the people down low. Get down, and I'm running it like that. The front of the attack is exactly where I'm at. Somewhere in between the kick and the hi-hat, the pin and the contract, the pitch and the contact. So get with the combat. I'm letting them know there ain't shit you can say to make me back down. No, so push the button, let the whole thing blow. Spinning everything out of control. Now everybody go.
Still alone, find a road. We the animals take control. Hear us now, clear and show. Wretches and kings we come by law. Still alone, fight a blow. Filthy animals beat down low. Skin and bone, black and blue. None of the sun shall be done below.
From the front to the back and the side to side. If you feel what I feel, put 'em up real high. Front to the back and the side to side. If you feel what I feel, put 'em up real high. Front to the back and the side to side. If you feel what I feel, put 'em up real high. Front to the back and the side to side. If you feel what I feel, put 'em up real high. Front to the back and the side to side. If you feel what I feel, put 'em up real high. Front to the back and the side to side. If you feel what I feel, put 'em up real high.
When the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all.
Everything is what I want it to be. I look exactly like what you had always wanted to see. When I pretend, I can forget about the criminal I am. Stealing second after second just cause I know I can. But I can't pretend this is the way it'll stay. I'm just
trying to bend the truth.
I can't pretend I'm who you want me to be. So I'm
lying my way from you.
No turning back now. long have you running from me? Like this, no turning back now.
I wanna be pushed aside, so let me go.
No turning back now.
Let me take back my life. I'd rather pay all alone.
No turning back now.
Anywhere on my own, 'cause I can say
No turning back now.
the very worst part of you, the very worst part of you is me.
Sometimes I need to remember just to breathe. Sometimes I need you to stay away from me. Sometimes I'm in disbelief, I didn't know. Somehow I need you to go. Forget our memories, forget our possibilities. What you were changing me into, just giving myself back and don't stay. Forget our memories, forget our possibilities. Take all your faithlessness with you, just giving myself back and don't stay. Sometimes I feel like I trusted you too well. Sometimes I just feel like screaming at myself. Sometimes I'm in disbelief, I didn't know. Somehow I need to be alone. Forget our memories, forget our possibilities. What you were changing me into, just giving myself back and don't stay. Forget our memories, forget our possibilities. Take all your faithlessness with you, just giving myself back and don't stay. I don't need you anymore. I don't want to be ignored. I don't need one more day of you wasting me away. I don't need you anymore. I don't want to be ignored. I don't need one more day of you wasting me away. With no apology, don't stay. Forget our memories, forget our possibilities. What you were changing me into, just giving myself back and don't stay. Forget our memories, forget our possibilities. Take all your faithlessness with you, just giving myself back and don't stay. Don't stay. Don't stay. Nothing ever stops all these thoughts and the pain attached to them. Sometimes I wonder why this is happening. It's like nothing I can do would distract me when I think of how I shot myself in the back again. Cause from the infinite words I can say, I put all the pain you gave to me on display, but didn't realize instead of setting it free, I took what I hated and made it a part of me. Never goes away, never goes away.
And now you become a part of me. You'll always be right here. You become a part of me. You'll always be my fear. I can't separate myself from what I've done. Giving up a part of me. I've let myself become
it started happening. I'd see you in every thought I had, and then the thoughts slowly found words attached to them. And I knew as they escaped away, I was committing myself to them. And every day I regret saying those things, cause now I see that I took what I hated and made it a part of me. Never goes away, never goes away.
And now you become a part of me. You'll always be right here. You become a part of me. You'll always be my fear. I can't separate myself from what I've done. Giving up a part of me. I've let myself become you.
Never goes away, never goes away, it never goes away, it never goes away.
Get away from me.
Give me my space back, you gotta just everything comes down to memories of I kept it in, but now I'm letting you I let you go, so get away.